this Rosh Hashanah, the Nashim, the women of Am Yisrael, the Bnot Yisrael HaKadoshot, have to understand something very, very important. Rabbanit Sarah Kachlon, Shtichye, wrote in Alon HaKodesh 2 weeks ago, Alon HaKodesh number 6, it's in Hebrew, so unless you know Hebrew, you wouldn't have known. She wrote a fantastic Shot Ma'amar, where she says that אנחנו כבר באמצע ימי הרחמים והסליחות, ראש השנה מתקרב, ואיתו גם המחשבות והמראות משנים שעברו. Now we are at a time where we're getting closer and closer to Rosh Hashanah, time of mercy, times of slichot. We start delving, thinking. But then all of those thoughts disappear, and immediately we all start thinking about, okay, we have to prepare for Rosh Hashanah. Start cooking, start cleaning, start cooking, start cleaning, and cooking and cleaning, cooking and cleaning, and cooking and cleaning. And finally, we go to Beit Knesset. Because we're thinking that all the things we cried about the whole year, the husband doesn't pay attention, we don't have enough parnasah, the kids are a little bit half retarded, the teachers don't pay attention, the IRS wants to sue us, the landlord wants to kick us out. All the problems we have the whole year, we figure we're going to go to Beit Knesset and pray to HaShem. But then the Rabbanit Kachlon says, we arrive at the Beit Knesset, and instead of praying, all we're doing, as soon as the prayer begins, the women start taking out the food and feeding the kids crackers and bamba and beastly, just to be quiet and stop making noise. But then the problem is that the other women in the Beit Knesset are making more noise than the kids. So they start talking and shh here and shh there, and said, I can't shut them up, so might as well join them. So you start talking, and they start talking, and before you know it, the tefillah is finished, and you have to run home. Why you have to run home? To get the food ready. The food that you cooked, and you cleaned, and you cooked, and you cleaned, and you cooked, and you cleaned, and you have to run home. And you ran home, and then you got home, and you set up the whole table because you're in a hurry, because you were in a Beit Knesset with the kids, feeding them crackers and bamba. So now you set up everything. By the time everybody finished 2 days of holiday, and you cooked and you cleaned and you cooked and you cleaned and you went and you cooked and you cleaned, and you realized, wait a minute, I didn't pray. I forgot to pray. I forgot to pray. What did I do? I read 2 Tehillim, maybe. That's what Rabbanit says. What did I read? 2 Tehillim, maybe. Here's the problem. The women forgot, according to the Rabbanit Kachlon, the women forgot their place in the world. Their place in the world, Rabotai Yekarim, is not in synagogue. Because a woman's responsibility in Judaism, in the life of Torah, is to take care of the household, is to take care of the children, is to take care of the cooking and the cleaning, they are not obligated to pray with a minyan. Meaning, they do not ever need to go to the synagogue, ever. Including Rosh Hashanah. The only exception to the rule is when we say the verse of Amalek. Other than that, they don't need to go to the synagogue. So then you're going to say, yeah, but there's certain places that say that the woman has to listen to the shofar. That's a min'ag. It's not halacha. It's a min'ag. Min'ag means a custom. Custom, like, for example, there's a custom for Moroccan Jews to have a mamuna after Pesach. That's a custom. Meaning that if you don't have it, you're not going to Gehinom. You're not going to Gehinom. In fact, you may actually go to Gan Eden for not having it. Because some of these mamunas are not exactly so kosher. But hearing a shofar is a min'ag for women. Why? Because it's a mitzvah that depends on time. A woman is not obligated to go to listen to the shofar. She's not obligated to go to the synagogue. Even more so, if you actually look at what the Chachamim said. And why? The Gaon Mivilna in a Igeret Agra wrote to his wife, don't ever leave the house and definitely don't ever go to synagogue. I left you extra money so you don't have to leave the house to even buy groceries. You could pay somebody to buy groceries. But for sure, if you have to, you go yourself. But under no condition should you ever go to the synagogue. He tells his wife 200 years ago. Why? He says all that happens over there is problems, lashon hara, and all more problems. Don't go. The Gaon Mivilna says you have no obligation to go to synagogue. Why go and face so many problems? Arav Ovadia Alav Shalom, in his own Bet Knesset, on Har Nof, he didn't have a section for women at all, ever. There was no section for women. No women was ever allowed. There's no section. Why? It's an obligation for her to go to synagogue. If Bnot Israel actually listen to this, first and foremost, half the noise, at the very least, of the synagogue disappears. Why? Because at least half the noise comes from the women's section. Less people, less talking. The other half also disappears. Why? Because at least 30-40% more is the kids. If your kid cannot stay quiet in synagogue, you're not allowed to bring him. You think that you're making a mitzvah by bringing your 5-year-old kid to the Beit Knesset, but your 5-year-old cannot sit quiet, and he's interfering with other people's prayers. You bringing him to the Beit Knesset is 100% a sin. It's not a mitzvah. It's 100% a sin. You're now stealing the prayer time and the concentration of every single person that's bothered by it. Every 2 seconds you want to give him bamba and beastly and candy so he could shut up. Leave him home with the bamba. You're not teaching him anything that way. You're teaching him that the synagogue is a cafeteria. All of these parents that bring their kids with bamba and beastly and chocolate just so they can be quiet and play outside, keep them outside. Keep them home. Don't bring him to the shul. There's no mitzvah there. The kids turn the synagogue into a playground. They run outside. When it gets outside, it's boring. They go inside. And it's distracting to other people. It's not a mitzvah. It's a sin. You're stealing now other people's prayer. Somebody is now crying because he had a death in the family. His heart is broken. He's trying to pray to HaShem. And all of a sudden, this little 7-year-old kid throws something, and it happens to hit him in the head. Now, the guy is already crying about his miserable life and what's happening in his life, and now he has to deal with your kid? Why is it his fault you can't manage your kid? Why does he have to suffer double because of you? You know you have to pay that din in Shamayim? So all of those people that want to bring their kids, you can only bring your child if your child is one of those kids that literally just sits there and is quiet and can stay quiet for hours. If not, you can't bring him. Train him at home before you bring him. Don't train him on other people's account. And women, you have no business being in the shul. This has nothing to do with being a sexist. This was written by a woman, by a Rabbanit, not Yaron Reuven. Why? Because your mitzvah in Judaism is to take care of the house. How are you going to take care of the house if you're in shul? Now what about prayer? You're going to say, how I'm going to pray? Show me one woman that prays better in shul than she prays at home when she's by herself. Every single woman prays better at home by herself than she prays in shul. Every single one. Why? Because in shul, she has Samantha and Steve and Wilma and Tabitha and all of these people. I'm just making up names. None of them are actually Jewish. I can't make fun of Jewish people, but the reality is she has all these people who want to talk to her. Where have you been? How come you don't come to my house for coffee? How are the kids? How is your husband? Oh, you're still with the same guy. Oh, you're the one with the new car. Oh, you're doing an extension to the house. And the whole time the chit-chat. She never gets time to pray anyway in shul. She never gets time to pray anyway in shul. At home, nobody bothers her. The kids make noise anyway. She goes to the corner for 10, 20 minutes. She prays to Hashem. She cries her heart out. She sees miracles in her life. But no, I have to go to Beit Knesset. Why do you have to go to Beit Knesset? Why do you have to go to Beit Knesset? It has nothing to do with prayer. Only reason you go to Beit Knesset is because you want to show off your new dress. You want to chit-chat with your girlfriend that you haven't seen all year. Oh, so don't be surprised when all your prayers go to the garbage pail of Shamayim. You know, like the computer has a garbage pail, you press delete and it goes to a garbage pail. Sometimes our prayers go to a garbage pail. Why? Because you didn't come for the prayer. You didn't come for the prayer. You came to see her. You came to see what dress she's going to wear this year. Because last year, your dress was nicer. You wanted to make sure that your dress is still nicer this year. Last year, she gained weight. This year, you gained weight. You want to see this. Last year, she was married. This year, you're married. All the things. You show and tell. Oh, you didn't come for Hashem. So when Hashem press delete on your prayer and it goes to the garbage pail of heaven, don't complain to Hashem. Why you went another year without being married? Why you went another year with no parnasah? Why you went another year with your husband that can't stand you? Another year passed and no prayers got accepted. Why? Because you came to show off your dress.